Hi, I'm Tom Mayenknecht, host of The Sport Market. Putting bums in seats is the name of the game in the business of sport. With the possible exception of the NFL and its $4 billion a year television infrastructure, every league in North America remains highly dependent on ticket sales. The NHL, for example, is still very much a gate-driven league, wherein ticket revenues account for about 2/3 of the overall revenues of the best-run franchises in the league. The Vancouver Canucks are no different. That's why filling the building and selling out is so important for the franchise. For any pro sports team, job one is fill the building, job two is fill the building with paid tickets, and job three is fill the building with as many subscribed seats as possible. In other words, season tickets. The Canucks have achieved all of those things and are right up there with the Toronto Maple Leafs, Montreal Canadiens, New York Rangers, and Philadelphia Flyers as the most powerful ticket machines in the National Hockey League. They've been selling out for almost 9 seasons in a streak that goes back to November 14th, 2002. Now, the Canucks marked their 400th consecutive home game sellout with a 1-0 shutout over the Colorado Avalanche Wednesday night. It's the longest active streak in the NHL and the third longest all-time in the NHL, behind only the Avalanche, who reached 487 from 1995 through 2006, and the Detroit Red Wings, who hit 452 from 1996 through 2007. Moreover, it's number 3 in active sellout streaks in all of North American professional sport, behind only the Boston Red Sox of Major League Baseball, who go into this weekend having sold out 712 straight at Fenway Park, and the Dallas Mavericks of the NBA, who are at 437 and counting at the American Airlines Center. While we're at it, the Canucks are now in the top 10 all-time in North American sport at number 9 when it comes to all-time home game sellout streaks. Now, the streak is not without its skeptics. Some suggest Canucks Sports and Entertainment has fallen short of a sellout capacity a few times this season, and maybe even a few times over the past 5 years. In my eyes, there's no doubt that the 2011-2012 NHL season has forced the Canucks to work harder than ever to keep this sellout streak alive. Call it the Stanley Cup hangover. Call it the post-Vancouver 2010 lull. Call it just a case of it not being easy to sell the Columbus Blue Jackets on a weeknight in March. Whatever the reason, I would suggest there are some nights the Canucks had to throw everything but the kitchen sink at selling out, and they need to be very creative on game days to get to even the industry standard of a virtual sellout, which tends to be between 1% and 2% south of full capacity sales. That 1% to 2% includes singles or strays, as they're sometimes called, and corporate holds released in the hours before a game. Now, this whole thing is an interesting debate. The Canucks are proud of the streak, and even if it's one built only on virtual sellouts on some nights, they have every reason to be. It wasn't too long ago that the Canucks were criticized for losing and for seeing their season ticket base dwindle to about 8,000, less than half of the current cap of 17,000 season ticket holders. Now, some are criticizing the Canucks for the way they're winning and for hanging on to a sellout streak. Having been in the business of professional tennis, the NBA, the NHL, the NLL, and more, I can tell you selling out is not an easy thing to do. Selling out 4 home games in 1 week is an ambitious sales task in even the best of markets. Yet selling out, or at least virtually selling out, in a finicky market like Vancouver's for almost a decade, with the 3rd highest priced tickets in the NHL, well, that's an impressive marketing achievement. And it's one that keeps the franchise strong, allows it to spend to the cap and to spend around the cap with strong investments in player development, athlete services, and team amenities, both with the big club and on the farm. The ticket sales revenues help the franchise make the most of its talent and the on-ice product. That's why the sellout streak might matter to fans. It definitely matters to the 27,000 or so Canucks fans who are full, half, or quarter season ticket holders. In my books, they deserve as much of the credit as Canucks Sports and Entertainment, an organization that's being recognized as among the best marketed in the NHL.